Professor Showtime. You wanted a response video? You got it. Carmonite. Let's talk about it. What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. Before we even get into the response, guess what time it is? It is pre-registration time for the next team match event. Who are you guys rolling with? I'm pretty sure the here. Let's take a look at the. I'm sorry, I should have had this ahead of time, but I want to show you guys the prizes that we get for the team match event, because they have been released, they've been leaked. Boom, here we go. We've got the EX Cube starting at, or not starting at, but you got to get to 2,000 points. And again, I didn't get it last time. I don't think I'm gonna get it this time. We've got a shiny Eevee, looking so cute. 650 points, pretty manageable to get. Pretty sure the ability is the same. There's nothing different about it. And you have a chance at getting a shiny Vaporeon. Okay. Let's go back into Pokemon Duel. The question is, who are you guys going to select? I saw a poll on who the majority of people wanted to pick, and to my surprise, I guess it's not even really a surprise, Vaporeon was the most picked. And I think it's because they're offering a shiny Vaporeon. But I'm pretty sure Vaporeon was the least liked back in Red and Blue version when they first came out. Like, for me, I thought it was Jolteon or Flareon, and for me, when I played the Game Boy games, I always picked up Jolteon. Like, Jolteon was the first. I always picked up Eevee and Celadon City and evolved it right away into Jolteon because I had like the Thunderbolt TM from Lieutenant Surge, so it was just a no-brainer. So that's who I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Jolteon. So 3, 2, 1, let's get Jolteon. And I'm going to have the cool yellow lights once that happens. Yes. Okay, now next piece, we have a Rainbow Booster. We're going to hit that Rainbow Booster. Hopefully we get something great, because I'm due for an EX, man. I am overdue. Let's go. Wow. Ooh, we got a Mimikyu, but mine's already level 10. But this will actually help in Chain. So I would have liked a Sableye, but Mimikyu, I will take that. Alright guys, we're gonna jump in to today's video right now. So Showtime released a video, and it's regarding Carmonite. Now let me preface this before we even go any further. How you use Carmonite is completely subjective, okay? It's you use it for your own purposes. I just want to preface that first. We're actually gonna jump in. We're gonna watch his video. We're gonna actually watch some segments of it, and then we're going to discuss some things. Alright, so let's just jump right in. Hold on, I'm going to switch gears real quick. Let's go. Right here.
So, from my perspective, Lunala is not a great candidate for Carmonite, because you really can't benefit from the mislights being lowered. You know, from my perspective, from my viewpoint, I want Carmonite to be able to take away this miss segment. This is the segment that I want to be taken away from a figure in Pokemon Duel. So if it already has a 4 miss slice at level 5, there's no reason, in my opinion, to put Carmonite into Lunala, because I don't mind the Moongeist Beam hitting, I don't mind the Psychic Strike hitting, and I don't even mind the Will-O-Wisp hitting. You know, it's this miss that I want to get rid of. So if I can't get rid of the miss, I don't want to use it. So in my opinion, I don't think Lunala is a great figure to use Carmonite.
Okay, we're going to talk about Lunala actually when I go back into the Pokemon Duel application. Let's move forward to, we're going to save what I think about that. Let's move forward to his next point, which is at 433.
You know, I don't want you guys like leveling up Lunala thinking like that's the best thing to do. I mean, sure, your Psychic Strike is going to hit more, your Moongeist Beam is going to hit more, but in most cases, who cares? You know, who cares if my Psychic Strike hit or if my Moongeist Beam hits? I know, for most purposes, the result is the same, you know?
No, for most, it's not the same. Because depending on what you put Carmonite into, dictates the matchups. Like if I put most of my Carmonite into Psychic, I will challenge or set up my Lunala against Zapdos or Mew. I will have confidence knowing that the majority of my Carmonite is in Psychic, and I will be hitting that more than I will be hitting Moongeist Beam or Will-O-Wisp. So yes, it does matter. All right, let's move to the next point. 528.
Guys, the whole point of Carmonite is I feel that you want to actually mitigate the chance of mishitting, you know? Like the figures that you're going to use already have strong attacks, you know? So it shouldn't matter if the off attack hits. You just don't want it to get knocked out. Let's look at Gengar, you know?
Okay, so he's saying it shouldn't matter if the off attack hits. But then he says this.
Down. I'll throw one caveat in there that I can give you guys. So Deoxys attack form. Deoxys attack form has a 4 miss slice at level 5. And at level 10, it's still going to have a 4 miss slice. However, you don't ever want to hit a dimensional slip. You know, so if you guys want to go ahead and level up this psychic boost, this 130 attack to level 10, I wouldn't mind it. You know, because this...
Okay, so he's saying there's a caveat to DOA, specifically just DOA because Dimensional Slip, and he's right. Nobody wants to ever hit Dimensional Slip with DOA. But here's the thing: if I'm Carmoniting up my Lunala or my Zapdos, I only want to hit one attack primarily. Zapdos, you only want to hit the Thunder Crash. What do I not want to hit is the Steel Wing. So I would rather put Carmonite into reducing my chances of hitting the Steel Wing and bettering my odds at hitting the Thunder Crash. So, alright, let's go back into Pokemon Duel. Let's conclude my thoughts. Be right back. Alright, guys, we are back. Let's jump into his first point. Talking about Lunala, okay? And I'll explain why I use Carmonite and why I think it's important. So, we're going to go to Dex, and we're going to look at Lunala. The base Lunala, okay, because I do have a level 1 Lunala. So for me, and I think a majority of people who use Carmonite, we use Carmonite because we want that one specific attack to have a better probability of hitting rather than whatever the other attack is. Like Showtime says it should be specifically to reduce the miss. So he believes if the miss is already 4, you shouldn't even waste any Carmonite, and I actually disagree. Now, Earl Gaming actually released a very, very good video regarding if the wheels are fair. I'll have that in the description below, and Showtime's video is also in the description below. You can check that out. Let's just look at Lunala. Moongeist Beam 20, Will-O-Wisp 20, Psychic 48, and a miss of 8. Now, what Earl Gaming did was he did 480 spins for 7 figures, and he wanted to see if Moongeist Beam would hit 20% of the time, if Psychic would hit 28% of the time. And to credit his video, the majority, all of the people, all of the Pokemon, all the attacks were either 1 or 2% off of what they should have hit. So like Lunala should have hit, I have it on here. He was talking about Gengar, and Gengar should have hit one of his attacks 165 times. He actually hit it 162 times. So like I said, the percentages are only off by 1 to 2% either above or below, with the exception of Heatran. Heatran hit his purple for some reason more, a lot more for some reason. I can't remember exactly. It might have been 10% more, something like that. So let's just look at Lunala. If I were to increase just my Psychic, right, that would bring my Psychic to 52. So, and I have this written down somewhere. So if my Lunala is level 5, I'm going to hit Moongeist Beam and Will-O-Wisp 96 times. That's what I should hit 96 times, and that's 20% of the will. And then the Psychic I should hit, if I put all my Carmonite into Psychic, I should hit it 249 times, and then my miss I should hit 20 times. Now, if you take a look at my Lunala, has the Psychic at up to 57. Moongeist Beam 20, Will-O-Wisp 15, and the miss is at 4. So my Psychic should hit 50% of the time, which is 274 times. That is 25 more times than it should hit if I would have kept him at level 5. And the Will-O-Wisp, I would hit, because I decreased the Will-O-Wisp to 15 rather than 20, I would hit my Wisp 72 times out of the 480 spins opposed to 96 times, which is a difference of, what, 22? That matters, dude. The thing that I get when it comes to Carmonite is we want to reduce hitting attacks that we don't want to hit. I don't ever want to hit Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp never benefits me. Ever. I mean, I can burn the Mons. I would rather KO them. Seriously, 90% of the time, I would rather hit Psychic. Moongeist Beam is nice if there's a Mon, like if they're trapped on the goal, there's 2 Mons there. It is nice. But the majority of the time, I want to hit Psychic. Let's look at another figure that he said doesn't deserve, or not deserve, but you shouldn't invest any Carmonite in it, and it was the Mega Mewtwo Y, and I don't know where he is. I can't find him. We'll just look from here. So the reason why he doesn't want to invest any Carmonite into Mewtwo Y is because his miss is already going to be at 4 when it's at level 5. But look at this Annihilate, man. This Annihilate is going to get you into trouble. You're going to hit this Annihilate 20% of the time. I want to reduce that because Annihilate never benefits me. And then same with Gengar. Gengar has, we'll go to Gengar real quick, which he also said is not worth investing at all. Where's Poison? Poison. Gengar. When it comes to Gengar, I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation, but 9 times out of 10. Well, I guess it actually depends on how you play Gengar, because I mean, a lot of people would rather hit Contagious Terror rather than Dodge. So they probably reduce all the Dodge, but then again, Dodge is really good on Gengar to stay alive, because after he de-evolves from the Mega Evolution, he kind of doesn't really do much at 105 to 110, just depending on where you are in League. But what I just want to talk about, what I just want to reiterate is that Carmonite, and again, oh, wow, and maintenance just went down? That's interesting. Good thing I opened my, yeah, good thing I just made this video right now. Carmonite, in my opinion, and again, it's completely subjective, should not be dependent on your miss only being 4 or coming down to a 4. Like, I would rather have a 5% increase of hitting my Psychic opposed to hitting my Wisp. It's going to win me a lot more duels, and those duels matter when it comes down to it. So, I mean, think about it. If I made $50,000 a year, okay, and I get a 5% increase in my salary, that's an extra $250 a month. $2,500. I mean, a month, a year. Wouldn't you want an extra $2,500 a year? I don't know. You guys let me know. Is Carmonite, should we invest Carmonite in figures that already have a level 4 miss? Or should we not? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, peace.